twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. Friends are coming through the door. Wheels are spinning on the floor. We don't know what we don't know. That's the only way to grow. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know. What you're looking for is in your hand, been there all along. Pour another cup and pull a chair. Sing along. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you already know.
Good morning, Casey. How are you doing?
Good morning, Chris. We're back.
We are. I hope everybody enjoyed the month off of daily update shows. I didn't really, feeling super behind. And then we show up today to a completely different product updates page.
We did. That is the launch of the new product updates page. It does seem like, I don't know if you opted in. I know George mentioned on Friday, because I poked into a couple other portals and I didn't see it. So it might be an opt-in experience.
Something. Yep. I didn't see it in my Value First team portal, and then I came over to the Value First demo account portal, and I'm seeing it.
Oh.
And just to stop, bearing the lead, I'll share my screen here to say what we're talking about. Yeah, way different.
Yeah, I as you know, I got like a jump scare basically, Chris, when I opened up the page and saw this. But it starts with the for you, which so once I started opening up other portals, I realized the for you is, I think, quite similar to there was a recommended tab previously. And what I'm seeing in there is kind of lining up, but it's starting with this instead of just starting with the wall of the most recent updates, which I do think for most people, this is a much more less overwhelming experience, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's just gonna take time to actually for this stuff to be real, I think. I have shared with many of product managers this whole world of trying to rely on humans to configure preference and expected behavior based on configuration instead of what the behavior actually is, right? Hopefully AI just comes soon to actually do that well and do it based on actual behavior and not just because we chose the marketing option when we first opened HubSpot 5 years ago, which is what a lot of stuff was based on. And now, so it looks to be moving in this direction, which might make our job a little bit easier or a little bit harder, actually.
It's interesting here, though, because all of these are CRM, which this is a demo portal that doesn't get used normally, is what I'll say. So it's interesting to me that this is almost all CRM and data in what your team most uses. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful that when I click on this, it gets me back closer to
Does.
where we used to be. Um, and at the very least, it shows us the latest updates, including one from today already. Added early. But the other reason that's come to mind that I like this is uh, we always talk about like there's so much focus on the new updates. It's easy to forget about things that happened last week or last month or last year, even. And hopefully, this is a way to, keep the recommended stuff front and center.
Yeah, I like that too, because if people aren't like us who are literally opening this page every day, some of those big updates will get buried pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then if you start to add in like semantic search, that gets pretty fun.
No matches in the For You, but results in all updates, so that's good.
Yep. And we will be hitting on the payments object a little bit later
Which
as
got
our
enhanced.
object of the day. Yeah, we see. I mean, this is pretty brilliant. If you can just search like for what you want to, um, like you see something on LinkedIn and you're like, man, what was that update? Like, oh, I don't remember exactly the title of it. So good luck finding it. Are those days over?
Let's
That looks to
I
be
don't
the
know.
case here. Like,
Let's wait to
let's
see.
yeah, what's been a tough one? CRM index. I am yep. So we still got work, but I think I'm looking for streamlined. Yeah, that's the one. So not quite to the level of semantic search yet. You still need to know the name of the update, but this is the kind of title that could be hard to remember if you're trying to find this.
Because
And
you
harder,
looked up CRM index, which that's not CRM is not in the title of streamlined index page, right?
right? Yep. So we should try to get the product updates product manager on here to tell us all about this new page. Either way, huge step in the right direction, but it might take a minute to get the bearings here. What did we like from last week?
Do I get to include May 1st? I do, right?
Of course.
Okay. We didn't talk about May 1st updates on Friday, so that's why I wasn't sure. But I'm actually immediately interested with that generate LinkedIn article post from AEO recommendations.
For sure. You can now generate AI drafted LinkedIn articles and post directly from AEO recommendations, making it faster to act on gaps in your brand's AI search visibility. HubSpot's AEO, also known as Answer Engine Optimization Tool, tracks how AI answer engines like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity respond to questions relevant to your brand. When LinkedIn content is being cited in those responses and your brand isn't mentioned, AEO recommends LinkedIn article or post topics to help improve your visibility. Now you can act on those recommendations by generating AI drafted LinkedIn content directly within the AEO tool.
Why does it matter? Buyers are increasingly asking AI engines for product recommendations and industry advice instead of searching the web. When those engines respond, they cite sources, and LinkedIn content, both long form articles and posts, is among the most commonly cited. If a competitor's content is showing up in those answers and your brand isn't, prospects are forming opinions before they even visit your website. AEO already flags these gaps and recommends what to publish, but going from recommendation to published content is a heavy lift. You need to research the topic, structure the piece, write something that reads as genuine thought leadership, not marketing copy. Now, from any LinkedIn recommendation in AEO, you can generate a full draft. If you have brand voice set up, the draft will reflect it. The experience adapts depending on the content type. For LinkedIn articles, click Generate Article to get an AI drafted title, body, and companion post. Each section has its own copy button, so you can paste the content into LinkedIn's article editor, review, and publish. The companion post is included because the articles don't automatically appear in your connections feed. And for LinkedIn posts, select which LinkedIn accounts to publish from, then generate posts. A draft is created directly in HubSpot's social tool where you can review, edit, schedule, or publish. No copying and pasting required. So basically, you can't publish to a LinkedIn article from HubSpot right now. Is the difference if it's an article versus a post.
It's a little bit less exciting.
It'll write the article, but you'll have to build it in, like you'll have to paste it.
Yeah. Either way, interesting that they're including LinkedIn articles in like a strategic way here, right?
Yeah, I also it just said that citing it's when engines respond, they cite sources and LinkedIn content, both long form articles and posts, is among the most commonly cited. So is LinkedIn a highly cited AI source? I didn't know that. Your face is telling me that they might be.
I mean, I've been thinking for a while, and like if anybody that's on newsletters on LinkedIn, if you keep up any kind of consistency, it's not that hard to amass subscribers, and it automatically distributes for you, and it's in the place where all the conversations are happening. So it makes sense. I've never had a specific citation, like either of my stuff or of like LinkedIn. I think is super interesting because you very rarely can get to a specific post from LLMs because of all the security and the protections. But when you ask for like, what's the word on the street kind of stuff, like it's going to tell you what's happening on LinkedIn. So the articles should be, I believe they're public. Well, they're definitely public, and I believe they're searchable. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're starting to show up in AEO. There's a good video this morning from Rand Fishkin about how what we've known to be true for the last 25 years is no longer true, and that you got to start showing up in places like LinkedIn and where the conversations are happening. So looks like HubSpot is ready to help us do that. Maybe we can check it out before the end of the show today. On the other end of the spectrum, I think this is super interesting. Customer success rooms. What is it? Customers and customer success managers share a collaborative workspace to track project tasks, documents, and status updates in one portal. This is in a private beta, and apparently they need to make a clarification that the functionality in beta limited to task sharing and form submission in the CS room for now. Document sharing and status updates will come later. And they've expanded the instructions of how to set up and access the CS rooms.
This one matters because customers and CSMs need an easy shared space to manage onboarding tasks, share documents, and track project progress to reduce miscommunication, missed deadlines, and reliance on emails or spreadsheets. This is cool. Like when I first read it, I don't think I realized what it quite meant, but this is sharing with your customers an onboarding kind of experience. So I'm envisioning when you buy new software, oftentimes you get sent a Google sheet of all the lists of things, who's supposed to do what. So this is, rather than doing that, you would have something a little more interactive.
Yeah, this has been a huge opportunity for a long time. And like when we've had access to the customer portal with tickets, but that's it. You show that to a client or customer, and they immediately like ask for things like invoices and other documentation that aren't just tickets, and like the whole understanding of the relationship. So you either had to build out your own thing in CMS, which was something that I liked doing, or you had some kind of Google sheet that just kept track of stuff, and you would bring to your one-on-ones and weekly calls to hopefully keep updated in between calls, but not really, because you get to the end of the day on Friday and then you make the updates probably before the Monday meeting. Yeah, again, it's another thing that as long as you're keeping the data up to date in HubSpot, you are going to get a ton of value out of something like this.
Mhm.
But very, very important qualifier for most people. And we're seeing these kinds of experiences grow throughout the platform. There's a billing portal as well that was opened up for private beta last week. And I'm hopeful that at some point they just bring it all together, because people want an Amazon-like experience where I log in and I can just see all the stuff that I've ever done with you ever.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you're treating HubSpot like a customer value platform, you will have everything that's ever been done ever related to that customer. So any other updates you want to mention from last week?
There's so many. I know, like, to see what's on the Sandbox roadmap. There's new operators for conditional property logic, and even workflow actions to change contacts participant state for marketing events. Like there were a ton from last week. I know we covered some on Friday with George. I filtered down just to last week, and I have 3.5 pages. So I'm just we could certainly, but the filters are on this also are really nice. I know you just open it up, but there's your favorites, there's major updates, and there's even a filter for your beta status, whether you're enrolled or not enrolled, which I kind of think is nice too.
Yeah, let's go through these. Folks, we're going to try and do like a deep dive into HubSpot, a specific piece of HubSpot every day. Sometimes we're going to have friends joining us to help with that, including product managers. And since we were both surprised by this change today, we decided to make the deep dive about the product update screen. So I would love to just click on some stuff here and understand what the heck stage means. All right, that makes sense. So the life cycle stage of a product update. It'd be in development, private beta, public beta, schedule for release.
Interesting that some of these are like both. So like things are in public beta, but also scheduled for release. But it looks like almost all of these have a release date, except for the top one.
Yeah.
But almost all of them have
that's the thing. Like it's supposed to be this, and then I'm like, oops, this one doesn't have a schedule for release there.
Ooh, look at that trending tag though.
Yeah, that is a new tag, I feel like. Is it trending? Like, all right, don't black box me here. Like HubSpot, what does trending mean? Like people are signing up for the beta? Yeah, I would love to know what's behind the trending tag. And we've got live, upcoming sunset, and deprioritized. Not going to read through all these apps, but this has been here for a while, and help load our Will It Workflow wheel that we'll
Yes.
get to in a moment. But don't worry, there's not things like this on the workflow wheel. Like AI was smart enough to be like, I don't know what the hell that is, so that's not getting a spot on the wheel. We have product. I don't know if this helps. I think it helps, but do you know which app you're looking for?
Often I don't. And there's so many more than like I even like think like agentic automation. Like I think I know what that.
Agentic automation? Yeah.
I mean,
What is
reading
that
that I
going
know
to show
what
us?
reading that I know what those words mean, even though I can't say them, obviously. That's less updates than I would have thought.
Right. And it's like based on this and how many
Mhm.
times have like the need to get these right. That's why we're hopeful, like if you come to For You and eventually the search will get better and better. We have product, your beta status. So there used to be, well, this is a tab over here. Now, got all updates. Last updated. And your favorites and major updates. I might just get upset if I click on this screen. Although these are pretty major updates.
Yeah, those are very major.
So cool. Continuing to do work, understanding that it is a lot to keep up with. Updates.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to make it easier. Ultimately, we're probably the only people doing stuff like this. So for most people, this is going to be the way that they get the job done.
Can you click that button in the top right that's the link manage release settings and notifications? So these are kind of interesting too, and specifically that top one I think is new.
The gradual releases.
Yeah, or no?
It's been around for a minute.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
my first time seeing it.
You and I would never think to click on that thing. But a lot of people love that option for sure.
Yeah. And then there's also the email notifications. I share mine each week, but I really like this email that I get. It just shows me the top 5, which and it is customized for my portal. I have it subscribed from a couple different portals, and it is a little different depending on which portal it's sending from.
Indeed. All right. Well, I think we've gone as deep as we can on the new product updates experience. You might not have this yet in your portal, but it'll be on the way. George had it on Friday. I didn't see it in any of mine, and now here we are. So the slow rollout continues. Are you ready for the burning question on everybody's mind, Casey?
Will it workflow?
Will it workflow? Let's spin the wheel. We've got a HubSpot object, an app in HubSpot, and a use case. Only 57,850 possible combinations.
So I guess we've got this show going for a while.
Yeah, let's spin the wheel.
Oh, subscription, knowledge base. Ooh. Will it workflow?
Oh, this is a great one to start with.
So you could, in theory, do you have an idea, Chris? Because my idea feels like a stretch.
I mean, maybe this is where, like, you jump into the workflow canvas and just start with a subscription object or something like that. So I'm going to add your screen, if that's okay.
That's why I shared it. Okay, so I just manually started with a subscription just so we could start there. So my thought is, like, could we make a change, like edit record status? Can't change that. Okay. We could create a custom property. Let's just do it. Clean up check. So this is a new property. I'm going to make this a single checkbox, leave it blank to start, create. Cleanup check is yes. And I'm going to trigger this when status is canceled. All right. So where I'm going with this is the subscription is canceled. We get this cleanup check set on that we need to clean something up. The part I'm kind of struggling with is the knowledge base. So one thing I was thinking was saying, like, let's say you have a list of active customers or something like that in your as part of your subscription, which maybe is true. Like, maybe your subscription, maybe you are a business coach and you have subscriptions for your mentees or whatever. And there is some thing on your knowledge base that shares all the current businesses in the network. And so when the subscription ends, you need to remove that person.
Okay. I like that.
So then when this is checked, I know those are the people I need to remove from the knowledge base list or whatever. And then once it is unchecked, then I know it's on, like, I can uncheck it because I've already done it. Like, it's almost like I might also want a task at that point, probably, but I don't think I can, like, do anything in the knowledge base in the workflow, right?
Well, let's click on the AI.
Ask AI to do anything.
So run agent. Choose an agent. Type knowledge.
You might need to activate the knowledge base agent first.
Yeah. There is a knowledge base agent somewhere in here. Yep. Pre-Studio is hard to get to sometimes. And navigate. There we go.
Knowledge base agent. Here we go.
Yep.
I have a feeling most of the answers are going to be.
Hey, that's why we're doing this. Because there's actually, like, when you think about it, another thing that came to mind is, like, if a ticket shows up and it's associated to the subscription, that's something that knowledge base agent conjunction with customer agent, like you start to roll these things together because we're doing it all on the same platform, and you can actually get to like an updated article. Paul mentioned, is there a way to remove access to the customer portal via workflow? Because that could also remove access to a knowledge base for the customer. I'm so happy with this first Will It workflow. Let me tell you.
Well, I'm actually even like kind of now I'm going and like, okay, maybe you're past due, it's unpaid, or even maybe you're canceled. And can you send, this is going to go bad. Like, this is my marketing brain. So sorry. But like, can I send an email to someone that's like, hey, so sorry you canceled. Here's the knowledge base that we have set up for like either whatever our free tier is, or like if you want to join again, like if you want to come back, here's the information you need to know about that, you know, things like that too.
Yeah. So much potential here.
I was scared when we started this one.
I know,
obviously.
right?
That will be every time, I think.
I guess we should have clarified this is commerce subscriptions, not marketing subscriptions.
That's a good point.
Although we could probably do stuff there too. I think. I am curious real quick though, can we base this on associated records at all?
What you want to do the ticket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would do in a filter criteria ticket.
See, look at that. You can associate tickets to subscriptions, folks.
So if a ticket was created today and associated, it would come here. Yep. The other way I've done it, actually, that might be a little cleaner, because this the way I did it right now is only doing it if the ticket was created the same day it was associated, which we live in a world where sometimes things like that aren't true. So the other way I've done it is doing a roll-up property. So I could, on the subscription, create a roll-up number of associated tickets. Count, format editor, tickets. Edit in more options, because now I'm getting. And then I always, if I want to count all of them, I count it based on the record ID, because that's going to be unique for each one. You could filter that if you wanted. Like I could filter only to status is, well, you know, is new, or I was trying to like open. I think that's some way. You might be able to finagle it to get it to only open tickets if you wanted, but not important. I wanted to count the number of associated tickets regardless. Then I went down a rabbit hole. So then from here, I could also, this might be cleaner to trigger when an event occurs, when the property value changes on the, now I'm back to the subscription. Is greater than 0. Done. Settings set to re-enroll.
So much opportunity here. Okay, maybe subscription should have been the object of the day.
Well, there's always tomorrow.
So I think to answer our questions, though. Will it workflow? The answer is yes. Should it workflow? I think most definitely.
I really came into this thinking, no, this should not workflow. We're stretching. But
I mean, in my mind, I definitely like, this is a hard no. Let's spin again. But yeah, the power of having all the tools together and all your data together. So I guess maybe we should reverse questions 2 and 3 here too, since we already went through the how would we.
Yeah, I almost feel like we need to do question 3 first.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That could work too.
Thank you all
Either
for
way,
joining our planning.
We are answering these 3 questions because they are important questions. It's not just about can we do this and then you just go do it in the workflows tool. Because obviously we were just surprised at the level of optionality we have to do this use case we've never thought of. So you can do just about anything you want now with all the functionality in the platform and bring it into workflows, but that doesn't mean you should. I think in this case, though, you definitely should, if this makes sense for your business. Do you have a hard stop today?
No.
All right. We're going to make good on the promise of our object of the day, then payments, because you can create payment records without payment processing now, including importing your payments, which is huge when it comes to unified customer views and unified revenue views, because you need to know that they paid, and sometimes just seeing an invoice record with just paid or not paid on it is not super helpful, and we're calling accounts anyways to see exactly what it was, because there's a discrepancy on the books and we got to figure it out. So you can bring all that into HubSpot now, even if you're not using HubSpot Payments or Stripe. And one way you can get to payments is in the objects of settings. And you can see here we have all of the same. It's like a real object, which it is when you can go to the data model builder.
And this is new too. This is just early April.
Payments or data
in the data model builder, payments in the data model builder.
Right. Yeah, this is super recent, and look, you can associate payments to all of the things, right? So again, I think the one thing that everybody should be learning is it's not all about deals anymore, right? There's lots of ways to get paid outside of the sales process. But you often want it right next to where the sales process is happening. Just this should be a wake-up call for most people, I think, because you're likely not thinking about payments in HubSpot because that's your accounting system, it's your ERP, whatever. We're not replacing that whole system, but we are making a space for the data to track online and offline payments received for invoices, payment links, and quotes. And now all of these, like if you want to track it relationship to a course, right? You can. Not all things are tracked with invoices and quotes or payment links. So now you can still track those things and give them association labels for some of these objects. Marketing events, probably getting paid for some of those sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that users of HubSpot. That's interesting. Yeah, it's all here. I think that in the future, so we still don't have a record view yet. But we can customize the preview sidebar, right? About this payment, billing info. Here's all the associations. And then our index page customization. Where we can create default views for anybody that is using the portal.
So the index view versus the record customization is like whether it's a full page, like when you enter a contact record and you see the 3 sides, versus the index view is like the list view.
Yep. So here we're on the index page, and if we were to switch this to let's do opportunities. So usually we would click on this, come into a record view. If we do that over here, it's going to bring up sidebar preview only. So not full record views yet. And I would argue, this is one of those things, like I'd argue, like we don't need a record view. We don't want a record view. We want to see this information in relationship to the contact record, to the deal, to the other stuff. So it should be relegated to a card or a side panel in context, even here in context with all the other payments, that are happening. So payments are a thing in HubSpot now, folks. All right. Good to be back, Casey.
Good to be back.
Until tomorrow morning, remember, folks, you probably already own the value you're looking for in HubSpot. You just need to wake up to it. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow.
Twice as hard for something you already got. Another orange morning, it's time to show. Another orange morning, it's time to grow. Another orange morning, let the updates flow. Another orange morning, you all